Hello and welcome back to this Moon Messages reading. So we are a little bit late. I do apologise as the new moon was yesterday. Not too late though, so hope you can forgive me. So this is going to be your moon messages from the new moon in Leo on the 16th of August 2023 until the super full moon, which is also a blue moon, in Pisces on the 31st of August 2023. Okay, if you haven't seen me before, I am Leanne Marie, an intuitive card reader. I always forget what I am. Intuitive card reader and spiritual mentor. All my details are in the description box. If you want to know more about me, check me out on socials or book a reading. So do these moon messages every 2 weeks on the full moon and the new moon cycles, and bring through the energy and the messages that come through on the cards. So I've already shuffled the cards. I did them yesterday because I was planning on doing this reading last night but didn't do it, so I prepped it last night, and then I've just pulled a crystal card today to go with the rest of the reading. I've also used 2 spirit animal cards this reading as well, which I don't normally do, but I felt to do that. So I'm going to read through the energies. Now, the overall energy and the overall message is of calmness, groundedness, kind of centering yourself, and really kind of paying attention to you, coming back to you. A lot of I do these little short card in the car readings every now and again, generally every day if I can, but a lot of the energies at the moment and the same sort of messages that are coming through are to come back to yourself. Now, you usually do that in the full moon energy, but this whole reading is kind of about that. It's about just settling yourself back into yourself, like calming yourself, yeah, just like a grounded energy. And there's a couple of cards here which talk about grounding. So the first card we have is Believe in the Impossible. Now, it does say blue moon on there. Now, this full moon that is going to be coming up towards the second part of this moon cycle is actually a blue moon. And when you know, there's that saying, once in a blue moon, and it says here, believe in the impossible. However, this card did come out in reverse. So instantly I was a bit confused to start with. I didn't know what the message was, but when I looked at the other cards, it makes total sense. So a lot of these cards are all about kind of not being in dream world, okay? Not believing in the impossible. And a lot of the time I do say, you know, oh, believe in the impossible and believe that you can create what you want in life. And, you know, talk about a lot about manifestations and, you know, and just believing in yourself and believing in your dreams and all of that stuff. And yes, that's all true and all valid. However, there is sometimes a tendency for spiritual people to be so much up in the clouds and in dream world and just be believing in the impossible all the time, and then sitting back and just thinking that everything's going to come to them. This card is kind of saying you need to, yes, you need to sit back, but it's also saying you need to really listen to what you need to do to kind of meet the universe halfway, because the universe is not going to just give everything to you on a plate. You need to take the action. And in order to do that, you need to really listen to what you need to do. And in order to do that, you really need to listen to yourself and understand kind of, you know, who you are, what your skills are, what your qualifications are, what your talents are, what your gifts are, who you are as a person, what you can bring to the table, what values you have as a person, what experience you have. You need to really spend some time with you. And I did talk about this in a card in the car. I think it was either today or yesterday, I can't remember. But I talk about, you know, the fact that you really need to listen to yourself. I do apologise if you can hear that, that's the boiler. But yeah, you need to really sort of spend some time with you, getting to know who you are and getting to know, you know, what you need to do to step into where you need to be, okay, where you want to go. Same as if you were to apply for a job that you really want, you wouldn't just go in to an interview and just think, well, you know, the job's mine, like it's just going to come to me. You would have to think about what you bring to the table. You would need to spend some time with yourself and kind of like analyze yourself and think about, you know, what experience do I have? What qualifications do I have? You know, what strengths do I have? How can I be you know, of service to this company? You would have to think about all that, and in order to do that, you have to kind of spend time with yourself. You need to spend some time in your mind, and you know, in your memories, and thinking about things that you've done before. So this is the same thing. Sorry if that's really noisy. Yeah, this is the same thing. It's, you know, spend some time with yourself, really getting in touch with who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what, as I say, what your values are, what's important to you, and then also thinking about, what do I need to do? What part do I need to play in getting to my dreams, my goals, my desires, you know, my visions for the future? What do I need to do? What area of my life do I need to improve on? Where do I need to get more experience? Who do I need to speak to? So you need to kind of, this is all about kind of just reflecting and yeah, I suppose it's sort of the analysation period. Okay, analysation, is that a word, or just making that up? Okay, the next card we have is communication is key. And it's the new moon here, so it's definitely like this period of time is about really communicating, and again it's pointing towards me, so it's communicating with yourself. Okay, but it is also, what I did get shown was that it's really important for you to pay attention to the communication that you're having with others, the conversations you're having with others, because they are always going to be a reflection of you. Okay, so whoever you're speaking to, whoever you're spending time with, really pay attention to the words that are spoken, the communication that's coming up, the stories that are being shared, the interactions. Pay attention to it, because it's all going to be showing you something. It's going to be mirroring something back to you. If someone's got some frustrations, if they're constantly talking about the same things, if they are they're feeling stuck, if they're just like going around in circles, it could be an indication that you are internally as well. Okay, so ask yourself, you know, why am I having this conversation with this person? Is it because I'm, you know, is it something I'm feeling stuck with? Is it something that I need to pay attention to? Is this person mirroring this within me somewhere? Really sort of process that, and do some self-reflection on that, because it could be a thing. Okay, especially at this time, you know, in this moon cycle, it's coming up a lot. The next card we have is step out of your comfort zone, and this is something that yeah, has been coming up a lot as well. It's basically to get out of your own way, get out of your own patterns. Okay, so something you've always done, which kind of isn't getting you, well, isn't getting you where you want to be, you need to step out of that. Okay, you need to stop doing that. You need to change something up, because it's obviously not getting you anywhere. Okay, so if you have been one of these people who have kind of just thought, well, I'm going to relax, I'm just gonna, like, you know, let things come to me, and I'm gonna, you know, pray for a winning lottery ticket, or I know that something good's coming because I'm a spiritual person and I'm good at manifesting, and you know, and I believe in the impossible, and you know, and that's all good to have, but you can't just sit there and just expect everything to just fall in, you know, to just, yeah, fall in your lap. You need to step out of your comfort zone and do things that feel a little bit uncomfortable. You might need to get that second job, or you might need to start talking to people and getting yourself out there more, or putting yourself on a live video, or you know, something that you've just stopped yourself doing because it just feels a bit like, oh, scary, or it's out of my comfort zone. You might need to just take that step and do that, because then that might get the wheels in motion, and the universe will think, oh, they're taking action, they're doing their part. Okay, and the universe will always kind of match your energy. So if you put some action in, the universe will respond. Okay, and then the next card we have is a win-win forecast. Hang on, a win-win outcome is forecast, and it's a Libra sign, which is all about kind of balance. Always do the little actions, but it was in reverse. Okay, and so for me that was actually about someone. I was thinking of a situation that I've got at the moment that's been going on for a while now, where I'm actually waiting for an outcome. And I watched one of my old videos randomly. I was looking through some old content that I've done, and deleting some things, and I came across a video, and it was a moon messages actually, and I don't know why I started watching it, but I felt I needed to. And it was actually talking about, I think this card came out, which is really unusual, and I was talking about the same thing. This was 2 years ago, and it was a car accident, and I'm still waiting for that outcome. And there was a period where, so I'm just share my story because I think it explains the message well, but it was a period where I was just like, oh well, I'm gonna win, like, you know, and I was adamant that if I didn't win, then it would just be awful, and and I needed to win, and I was just like clinging on to this win, and over this last 2 years, I have gradually just let that go, and just haven't held on so tightly. And yeah, it's still going on, and I was adamant that I wouldn't go to court, or I don't want to go that far, and I even just sort of said, forget about the whole thing and all that. And I've gone through a little bit of a story with it, but this card has just kind of confirmed to me that sometimes you just have to like let go of your own expectations, your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own views, your own opinions. If someone is coming to you and they're telling you something, like their view is completely different to yours, and you're very much stuck in your thoughts and your beliefs and your perceptions and all of that, and you're clinging on to it, it's not going to get you anywhere, because you're not going to open yourself up to new ways of thinking. You're not going to step out of your comfort zone. You're not going to, and that's the same thing, listening to those conversations, those conversations with other people is going to really help you to kind of shift your perception on things, and just stop clinging on to your own view, your own narrow view sometimes. As I say, I was very much in a narrow-minded view, and I think now I've kind of like let go of that a bit. I'm opening myself up to other possibilities, like other things that might occur from this, other things that might happen. And I don't know what that looks like. Could be a bad thing, but it could lead me to somewhere different that might be a good thing. So, it's just using that story really as a way of saying, just let go of expectations, just let go of what it might look like. And stop holding on so tightly to your view of the world and your kind of tunnel vision, really. Okay, so yeah, be open to a win-lose outcome, be open to a lose-lose outcome. I know it's not nice, but be open to those things, because it could bring something so much better into your life in a way you don't know. Okay, okay, so the next card we have is a personal issue reaches resolution. And again, it was in reverse. But this one is more like, I sometimes see them as in reverse, and I sometimes see them as pointing towards me. So this one is actually pointing towards me, which means internal again. So it means it coming back to yourself. And this card to me speaks about a personal issue reaching resolution within yourself. So it's something that you have, again, I'm getting the words holding on. So it's something you've been holding on to, but I feel it's a story from the past, and it's a situation in your life has occurred because of this story, or because of these beliefs, and because you've been holding on to them so long, there's been this issue. Okay, there's been this issue that's been hanging around. It's been affecting certain area of your life, or certain areas of your life, might be more than one area. But when you come back to you and you settle and you calm, because I'm just getting that real sense of calmness with this card. When you come back to a peaceful place within yourself, and the only way you can do that is by letting go, completely surrendering to whatever outcome there is, there'll be a resolution within you, which will then be mirrored on the external. So as soon as you become peaceful and calm within yourself, you'll experience a calmness outside of you. You'll experience something that will just be sorted, and you'll feel it in your life and within you, if that makes sense. Okay, so whatever that looks like for you, whatever's coming up for you in that, you might need some digging to do. You might need to do some reflection on that to find out what that is. This might not make any sense to you at all, but it might do in the future. So feel free to comment if it does. But yeah, it's going to be different for everybody, as I always say, because it's a general reading. The next card we have is the end of a tough cycle approaches. And that's immediately after that card, which I love. So I feel so much peace, like literally with these cards. I feel like my voice is softening as well. I feel calmness, peace and strength with this card. And there's a little bit of orange in here, like an orangey browny colour, and that to me is like more groundedness. Okay, you're actually feeling more secure within yourself and more grounded within yourself at this point. So I think if you do those things, if you pay attention to those things in that first sort of, the first half of the moon cycle coming into the second half, you will feel more grounded and stable. I'm getting the word stable as well within yourself. And it says full moon energy, so around the full moon. And I do feel with the full moon, it's whole, isn't it? And I feel like you'll feel more whole within yourself. So it definitely feels stronger, more settled, more calm, peaceful, like all of those lovely feelings. So yeah, it feels good. And then after that, once you feel that calmness, that groundedness, we've got step up and lead. So I feel like you will feel like you are able to do that from this place. I feel like you'll be on solid ground, you'll be on a solid foundation, and you'll be able to step forward knowing, and I feel it really strongly in my stomach, in my solar plexus area, which is all about confidence and self-esteem, and and it's more masculine energy. And I do feel like this reading is more masculine energy. It's all about taking steps forward, being more stable, secure, and taking action, but from a stable place. So it's not taking action from this like airy fairy kind of like, oh, whatever will be, like, oh, we'll go with the flow. Like, it's not taking action from that place, because if you were taking action from that place, it would feel unsteady, it would feel floaty, it would feel like you were up in the air and trying to step onto a cloud, and it's not going to be stable. Whereas if you bring your energy in that first half of the moon cycle, if you bring your energy back down to earth, and you're more present and you're more stable, present with yourself and more stable in your world, and actually taking a reality check and being in reality and seeing things for how they really are within yourself and around you, you will be able to step forward from a grounded place, from the earth, from this present moment. And that feels more secure. You'll feel more capable, you'll feel more confident, and you'll be able to kind of express yourself better, and just come from a more confident, self-assured place, if that makes sense. So it feels really good. I feel really good with that. Okay, and then the next card we have, so we've got the two animals, spirit animals. We've got giraffe, a bigger picture. So I feel with the giraffe, they've got long necks, obviously, and they're able to see so much more around them. Okay, they're able to see from a higher perspective. And I think you are going to come from a higher place after this. So you're going to be kind of like the, I kind of see like a daddy giraffe and then a baby giraffe, and the baby giraffe was kind of like who you used to be, and it could only see from a one level, whereas the daddy giraffe has kind of like grown and evolved and had so much wisdom gained and learnt a lot and seen a lot and experienced a lot and learnt, you know, as I learnt a lot about himself and others. And that's kind of the journey that you're going to go on. And then by the end of this, you're so tall and you can kind of see everything. You can see the journey, you can see what's ahead of you, you can see how far you've come, you can support others, you can be there for others, you can share your experiences, and you're more wise and mature. And so yeah, there's that energy there, and it just feels really good. And it says take a step back and gather your thoughts and feelings. And I think that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be going, wow, have I come this far? Like, kind of taking a step back and thinking, whoa, like that was a bit of a journey. So that feels good. And then the next spirit animal is elephant. And what does it say? Grounding. This is going to be such a grounding, solid, stable energy. And again, elephants are like very wise, tough skinned, like, yeah, and it says ground your energies and emotions deep into the earth. And you're really taking your time, you know, doing things slowly, not fast paced. Just feels like such a strong energy as well. So yeah, that feels really, really good. Okay, so then we've got the crystal of the moon cycle. And it made me laugh when I got this because it is Bixbite, the crystal, number 9. And I don't know if you can see, but there's little holes. That's when my sister's dogs bit the card. So I'm reminded of that every time I see this, and it's actually called Bixbite. It's got the word bite in it and it dog bites on it. So it just makes me laugh every time. However, so this is, I don't know why I'm saying however. This is a red, as you can see, red crystal, and red is about the root chakra, and root chakra is, or base chakra, is your grounded chakra. It's about being stable, secure, feeling at home within yourself. It's all of those good grounded feelings, so it goes really well with the energy of this reading. Okay, so I'm going to read out the message for this crystal. So essential meaning of Bixbite is drive, courage, full speed ahead and spirited action. There is a time to hesitate and a time to move forward with conviction, courage and total determination, and that time is now. Bixbite Spirit has arrived to tell you to take a deep breath and move full speed ahead with forceful action on behalf of your own healing. Be fierce as you push through obstacles with laser focus, for nothing will stand in your way. You are meant to feel driven at this moment, to break free of the chains binding you to unhealthy patterns. Advocate for yourself unapologetically, and be unshakable in your belief that you are worthy of achieving your goal. The conscious universe, the force that propels you, is always there for you as your ally. Now is a time for fearless action. Sail on. Relationship message. Let go of anything that might impede you as you act on that inner conviction to bring love into your life by nourishing your relationships. There is time enough for to-do lists. Today is a day for connecting and reconnecting with those you care about, and for reaching out to those who you have said you want to get to know better. The universe is in love overdrive right now and wants you to stop focusing so much on your everyday tasks that can start to wear you down. Prioritize relationships, for they have the power to help you heal and to recognize that you have all you need right now to experience contentment and fulfillment. Prosperity message. Full speed ahead, Captain. Even though your ship may be sailing into uncharted waters, but that is exactly what you are meant to do on your quest to experience the prosperous life the conscious universe wants for you. Bixbite Spirit's message is to take action towards growing the wealth that is all around you. Claim your power to co-create a solid foundation for any adventure you wish to take. Your boat is made of sturdy wood, so sail with confidence, leaving behind the scarcity thinking of the past. Crystal Spirit Meditation. Bixbyite is a rare red form of beryl. Due to its rarity, only small specimens can generally be found. However, even a little piece packs a big punch. Bixbyite is an excellent stone to increase self-esteem while simultaneously giving us the courage and energy to take action on our own behalf. So it's perfect. It's all about taking action. It's all about, you know, the courage and the bravery and the self-esteem, everything we did talk about. So I love that love that it goes with the rest of the reading. And I don't choose these on purpose, they do fly out. When it mentioned about sailing and I mentioned about boats and all of that stuff, I got the image of, and I think I've used this story before in a reading before, but so I apologise for that, but I got the image of Tom Hanks on Castaway, where he was kind of, you know, and I thought he didn't do this in the film, but I thought if it was Tom Hanks, you know, on the beach. If you haven't seen this film, then please watch it, it's good. So this Tom Hanks gets stranded on a beach after a plane crash, I believe. Yeah, I think so many years ago I watched it. And he is on this island for many days and many nights, weeks, months, probably years, I think, can't remember. But there's a point where it kind of like the universe sends him things in the sea to help him, like to get, you know, off the island. And he uses these things. So he builds rafts. He actually takes action in making those things and trying to get himself off the island. He's doing his bit. And eventually, sorry, spoiler, eventually he gets himself off the island. However, if he'd have just sat there, like I said at the start, kind of just, you know, chilling, relaxing, thinking that the universe is going to save him. If he just sat there and didn't do anything, if he just let those things come to him in the sea and didn't do anything with them, he would have died there. So you do have to take part. You know, you have to do your part. Okay. So that's, yeah, just these little messages about boats and sailing just kind of brought that image into my head. So I hope it helps. Anyway, so that is your moon messages reading for this moon cycle. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments, and like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. And yeah, if you want to book a reading, then let me know. All my details are in the description box, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.